The civic body in Bengaluru is on an overdrive, demolishing buildings along encroached lakes. But has it woken up a little too late? The city has been a civic mess for the last several years, and it will take more than just a temporary effort to bring it back to its old glory. Now join India today as we set out to save Bengaluru.
Bengaluru, India's Silicon Valley, a pensioner's paradise and India's global garden city, where lakes and greenery were once in abundance. Today, think of Bengaluru, and what comes to mind is this urban mess. Encroached lakes, traffic, rain chaos, pothole roads, and residents left at the mercy of corrupt civic bodies. The Bengaluru municipal body is synonymous with corruption to the tune of hundreds of crores, and the price of this corruption has been the city itself. Over the next 1 month, we give Bengalurians a voice to decide how to save their city. And today we expose the clear nexus between babus and builders that's destroyed the city's landscape. It's time to reclaim Bengaluru and bring it back to its old glory. It's time to wake up authorities to save the beautiful city. Join India today as we blow the lid off civic apathy prevalent in every corner of the IT city.
India Today's Pratibha Raman now joins me for more on the story. Also with us is Mohandas Pie, this time of course in his capacity as a proud resident of Bengaluru. I want to come to you first, Pratibha. This demolition drive that has just been initiated, take us through the details of this drive, because many residents have told India Today this is a sham, it's too little and too late.
Well, in fact, I'm right now standing in the northern part of Bengaluru, which is called the Vidyaranyapura area, to give you an idea of the demolition drive that is taking place. In fact, once the buildings have come crashing down, which actually reveals the stormwater drain underneath. This is the main Rajakalve that actually leads from here right up to the Doddabommasandra Lake, which is about a kilometer from here. And in fact, according to the engineer's survey, they tell us that there are at least about 90 buildings that are here illegally built, encroached upon the land of the stormwater drains. One, they have woken up too late, of course, and number two, one can imagine the trauma of several of these citizens who have been occupying each of these buildings here with proper plans and sanctions. I have with me one such resident where he says that the survey took place in the afternoon. आज दोपहर को सर्वे हुआ था और अभी ये लोग डेमोलिश कर रहे हैं. आपको कितनी बड़ी नुकसान हो रही है?
मेरे को 4-5 लाख डैमेज है. आज आने तो 1 बजे में बाद में वो मार्क कर दिया. यस्टरडे आने तो कुछ भी नहीं चलता, इधर भी डालिया कुछ भी नहीं चलता. बाद में 1 बजे को आगे सडन में देख के मैं मारना वो बोलिया. मैं इतना सामान कितना लगना.
Each of them have 3 main grouses. One, the surveys that are being that are taking place, what is the kind of map of reference that they are using, because the BBMP claims that they have a 1908 map which is used as reference, but then how can that be one of the most authenticated maps? Number one. Number two is each of these surveys are being changed repeatedly. One survey that takes place in the night, the other that takes place fresh in the morning, and then each of those markings are different, causing a lot of problems for the citizens. And number three, by actually doing several of these demolitions, will the infrastructure be better?
Okay.
Can the municipal bodies promise that there wouldn't be a flood that will happen again?
Stay with me for a moment. We will talk about this in greater detail. I also want to bring in Mohandas Pie into this conversation. Sir, when you look at this demolition drive, was this the need of the hour? Is this the best way to move forward with it? Because why was the administration sleeping when not one, not two, but 19 such buildings, and by some accounts many more, just came up? They didn't come up overnight.
You know, I must say that this was unnecessary. There is a crisis here in the recent floods, but it's unnecessary because they should have taken steps to make sure that they do the proper route mapping and planning. And once they do the proper route mapping and planning, they should have taken decisions. They're going to and fro from various plans. They're not very sure what route to take. They're not sure what map to take. They're just having a knee-jerk reaction to show people they're doing something. For all you know, they demolish a part of the building and then they'll go back to doing their bad ways. They should have arrested the builders who have done these illegal buildings. They should have arrested all the people who have sanctioned the plans, and they should have arrested all the crooks who are part of this conspiracy first before going after the hapless householders. The householders have paid money. They should, once you arrest all of them and make sure there's compensation payable to the householders, they could have done the demolition based upon a firm map. Now, if they go on shifting the map, there is no confidence in the BBMP. For all you know, they will not complete the task. Just show the public they demolish the front of a few buildings and leave the debris as it is. There is no plan for the drains to be built. There is no plan for the connections to be made. They're trying to show people they're doing something because the Chief Minister is angry, putting pressure on them. They should tell the public what exactly they're doing, how they're going to build the entire drain, and then only do it. I think it's a knee-jerk reaction.
This is a knee-jerk reaction, you say, Pratibha. How is the administration responding to this? Because hundreds of people will be on the streets tonight. Their houses stand demolished and they have paid good money for these houses. Where are the builders? Did the builders not have sanctioned plans? Because if they did, then what is happening today could well be seen as illegal.
There are several speculations doing the rounds about the nexus that is existing between the builders as well as the municipal bodies here and several of the politicians here. But then each of those questions are repeatedly dodged by several of these engineers here. One, when you question them about compensation, they say that is a different issue. And number two, when you question them about what is happening to the land grabbers as well as the builders, they say it is a simultaneous process that is on. But imagine 4 days of this kind of demolition drive, today being the 5th day, and it's only now that they have taken the first step towards booking several of the officials who are responsible, 20 of them who are now named in terms of approving several of these plans here and action being taken against them. But will that actually fructify into a proper stringent action against the law? Will they be actually punished, and will the citizens be given compensation? Because we are talking of 90 buildings here in northern part of Bengaluru in one particular area called Vidyaranyapura.
Okay, so 90 buildings is what you're talking about. And Mohandas Pie, is this step, are these steps that are being taken? Now, has anybody challenged this in court? Should this be challenged in court? Is there a body that's actually looking at these decisions? Because Pratibha says this is happening in a very ham-handed manner. You are saying it's happening in a very ham-handed manner. What is the best way forward? Because the city of Lakes, the beauty of the city of Lakes needs to be restored, and as these images very rightly show, that some of these buildings have come up on stormwater drains, which would well be illegal, sir.
No, I think the best way that this has to be done is to make sure that the builders are first arrested. A compensation plan is worked out with the builders, so the builders are made to disgorge their money. The money is put in an escrow account, and then simultaneously the building demolition is taken. Unless you do all this together, you're not going to improve matters.
Yes.
What is going to happen ultimately is that these poor innocent people will be put on the streets, they lose their life savings, their hard-earned money. The corrupt builders will get away because they're going to capture the BBMP, they'll pay bribes and get away. Some notice will be issued against the officials and everybody gets away except the house are demolished and people have lost their savings. Every time this happens, it is the innocent citizens who are bought based upon fraudulent documents who pay the price. The corrupt politicians, the corrupt ward councillors, the corrupt builders and the corrupt officials get away. You see it happening before our eyes. It's the great travesty of justice. I wish the Chief Minister would intervene and work out a compensation plan first.
Okay. And why was that not done? Pratibha Raman will continue to track that story very closely. For the moment, Mohandas Pie and Pratibha Raman, many thanks for joining me.
Thank you.